Dear listeners, I am Saurabh Gayan. Today I will discuss on Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution is very important chapter of polity and political science. Listeners, this one is very important chapter for UPSC Civil Service examination. Whatever you say, prelims or mains, this is very important chapter for undergraduation or post-graduation or various research project. Let's start Constitution. Listeners, we all know that Constitution is required for a state. At first, I want to say that Constitution means a fundamental law. We all know what is law. Whatever you say, any type of rule, if it is mandatory to accept it, so that is law. So that's why Constitution is a fundamental law. In the world, lots of states. Some states have written constitution, some states have unwritten constitution. In India, we have a written constitution and parts or schedules, different types of things. If you say Britain, the Constitution of Britain is not written. Britain Constitution means UK Constitution not written. Listeners, right now, I already told you that UK Constitution is not written constitution, but some part means the activities of Queen are written. Parallelly, Indian Constitution, most of the part are written, but some part are unwritten. Now, I will discuss the development of Constitution. Development of Constitution. Listeners, we all know about 200 years before, or more than 200 years, about 250 years before, the Britishers came here, means Britishers came in India. The Britishers came in India about 1600 AD, and they conquered their temporarily tax or maintenance anything from Queen Elizabeth. At first, they created one company that is called East India Company. This East India Company at first tried to trade or business, whatever anything business like thing in India. But gradually, this trading or this business became an administration, and they conquered India. Listeners, at first, when they came here in 1600 AD, they came here for 15 years, but in 1609 and 1661 they continued their lease or anything, means what type of thing under which type of administration they are ruling, they also continued. For that time, they tried to administer India. For this reason, they created some law, some constitution, means it is not the particular constitution according to their rules or any types of things from princely state. Now I want to say the Battle of Plassey, 1757. Listeners, we all know Battle of Plassey is the beginning of English administration in India. But we have one question: why Battle of Plassey is very important in our chapter, means for framework of constitution or development of constitution. In 1757, Battle of Plassey, Britishers owned this war, and Nawab Sirajuddaulah of Bengal, he lost this war. After 1757, 1765, Britishers got Diwani from Shah Alam. In 1765. This landmark is very important because from that time they started to collect tax, or they started to collect the revenue. This is the beginning of their administration. Now, to continue or to create a new administration on the land of India, they framed some laws. These laws and regulations are the Regulating Act of 1773, Amending Act of 1781, Pitt's India Act of 1784, and Act of 1786, Charter Act of 1793, 1813, 1833, and 1853. Listeners, lots of time they created different types of rules and regulation, and they tried that the Indians will accept these laws. After these laws, I want to say 1858, this year is very important. 1858, this one is very important. The 1858, the crown of Britishers, means British Crown took the all administration in their hand. Means directly they want to interfere in Indian administration. For that time, they tried to control Indian administration. From that time, they created another different types of act or resolution. These are Indian Council Act of 1861, 1892, 1909, etc. etc. But I want to say another important year. This one is 1919. 1919, the Government of India Act. This time, the Indians leaders tried that they will take their Indians laws or regulation, whatever you say, anything at that time in India, there is no concept of constitution or anything. That's why they try to prepare different types of laws and regulation. From that time only, Indians leader tried that they will create laws for Indians by themselves. Means Indians will create their laws and regulation. Listeners, this one is very important thing. After that, 1935, Indian National Congress demanded the same thing. They demand that they will prepare a constitution. But at that time, the Britishers did not accept their demand. Later, 1942, Cripps Mission. 1942, Cripps Mission. This one is very important. Cripps Mission. At that time, the Britishers assured Indians. And one thing, this time, the Second World War was continuing. And the Britishers assured if the Indians would help them after complete of war, they will accept their demand. Means they will accept their all types of demand. What type of demand? This demand is constitutional framework. Constitutional framework. From that time, another two types of laws and regulation or body, any type of things, what do you want to say? 1944 and 1946 Wavell Plan. This is also vital. But at last, 1946, the Cabinet Mission Plan. The Cabinet Mission Plan accepted (1946) Cabinet Mission Plan. Cabinet Mission Plan. From this Cabinet Mission Plan, they started to create